Good morning, students. Hope so you all are well and good. In today's video, we are going to discuss about what are the lists in Python. So, as we all know that list is basically a data type, and in the category of data types, there are basically two things. First one is the immutable, and second one is the mutable. Now, first of all, we are going to discuss about what is a list. What is a list? List is a basically a data type. It's a data type. It is an ordered sequence which is mutable. So here, what is the meaning of mutable word? Mutable, which means that anything which can be changed. Anything which can be changed. Means that if we are going to take a if we are going to take an example, suppose we have a list is equal to 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4. So in this case, we have only 4 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4. But after some time, if we want to add some more elements, so we can easily add more elements in case of list. So list is a mutable, changeable, amendable data type. So this is the basic meaning of mutable, which is made up of one or more elements. So what is the basic definition of list? List is an ordered sequence which is mutable and made up of one or more elements. Now, one question will come in your mind that is list will contain only and only integer data type. No, it can contain any kind of data element. Data element can be of any type, which means that data can be any number, it can be any text, it can be string, it can be character. So unlike a string which consists of only characters. Just if we are looking at strings are only consist of characters A, B, C, D, A to Z. A list can have elements of different data types. So a list can contain elements of different data types, like it can be integer. Integer means that 1, 2, 3, 0, minus 1, 2, up to so on. Float like 4.5, 6.5, anything. String, if we are going to write, suppose Divya, it will be also a data element which can be included in case of list. Tuple or another list. Now, a list is very useful to group elements of mixed data type. So you can see that list can contain data elements of any kind. So it's basically group of mixed data types. Elements of a list are enclosed in a square brackets. As I have mentioned here that list is always contained in a square bracket. And all the elements in the list which we are going to write will be separated by a comma, So let us see some examples of the list. If we are going to write list of 6 even numbers, as we all know that even numbers is collection of elements, collection of numbers which are divisible by 2. So list 1 is the name of the list is equal to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There can be more elements 14 and 16 up to so on. So if we are going to print, as we know that in case of Python, to display output on the screen, we are going to use print function. So print list 1. If we want to print this list, we will be writing print bracket open list bracket close. So output will be like this: 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Our list will be printed. Now let us take another example. List 2, it is the list of vowels. If we only want to print the list of vowels, vowels A, E, I, O, U. So list is the A, E, I, O, U. These are the data elements which are included in the list 2. These all are the letters. Earlier we have used all the numbers. Now print list 2. So our output will be like this. Now we are going to discuss about another example. List 3 is the list of mixed data types. So here we are going to add elements of all the data types. Suppose I have list 3, 100 is the integer data type, 23.5 is the float data type, and hello is the string type. So we have included data elements of the data types like integer as well as float as well as string. So if we want to print this list on the screen, we will be writing print list 3. So output will be 123.5 hello. Now Now come to our next topic, accessing elements in a list. It comes in your mind that if we are going to access only one and only one element from a given list, how can we access one element? Suppose we have a list is equal to 1, 2, hello. All the list elements are stored at some place. That place is known as the index value of the element. So the first element of the list will be stored at index value 0. This will be stored at index value 2. This will be stored at index value 2. So all the elements of the list are stored on index values. Index value, which means that their address value. So 0 will contain the first element, 1 will contain the second element, 2 will contain the hello element. If there will be more element, 3 will contain the another element. To access any element in case of list, we can access it by using its index. So if we want to access two elements, we will be writing like this: list, name of the list, square brackets, index of that element, that is index of that element is 1. So now it will, after giving enter in your command prompt, it will be giving you output. Answer would be 2. So we have seen that in case of list, all the elements can be accessed by using their index values. So keep in mind that all the elements are we have to index all the elements only from the starting index value of 0. So 0 will be the starting index value which will contain the first element of the list. So see, each element in a list is accessed by using called index. So we can access any element in case of in list by using its index value. The first index value will be 0, second will be 1, and so on. Elements in the list are assigned index values in increasing order starting from 0. So all the elements will be placed at their index values starting from 0. To access an element, use square brackets with the index value of that element. So as we have mentioned here that name of the list, square brackets, and within the square brackets we are going to give index value of that element. We can also use negative index values to access elements starting from the last element in the list having index value -0. Suppose when we are going to access element from the starting, in that case we are going to give index values 0, 1, 2 up to so on. But if we are going to access elements from the backward direction, from right to left, from right to left, in that case elements will be accessed by using their negative index values. Suppose from right side, first element is the hello. From right side, the first element is the hello. So how can we access this element? There are basically two methods. First one is the by giving name of the list by giving index value, that is 2. So it will display hello. It will display hello. So this is one method. There is another method, list. From right side, the first index will be -1. So it will be minus of 1. So list of -1, it will also print hello. It will also print hello. Now see some examples. List 1, it is containing elements of even numbers 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, and they are stored at the index values like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. List 1, 0. So we are going to access the first element. It returns the first elements of the list 1. So right answer would be 2. List 1, 3. So it is going to display the elements fourth element, which means that 0, 1, 2, 3. So at third index value will be element 8. So right answer would be 8. Now if we are going to access any element which is not included in the list and which is out of range of that index value, it will display an error list index out of range. Now see list 1, 15. So there are no more elements which have index value 15. So it will give an index error least index value out of range. Let us see some another example. We can also access the element by giving index value in the form of split numbers. List 1, 1 plus 4. So 1 plus 4 will be 5. So it will display the element which is at index value 5. Suppose we have a list 1 is equal to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So list 1 at 5 value, list 1 first element has 0 index, second has first, third element has 2, and fourth will be at 3, fifth will be at 4, and then 5. So in this list, we are looking at this list at 5 index, the element would be 12. So it will display in the output 12. List 1 minus 1. So yeah, it means that at minus 1 index value, what will be the element? If we are going to discuss about, if we have earlier discussed that, if we are going to discuss, if we are going to scan elements from the right side, so first element will be at minus 1 value. So it will be at minus 1, it will be at minus 2, it will be at minus 3 up to so on. So it will return list 1 minus 1, it will return value 12. So it will display data element 12. Now one question will come in your mind that if we want to know the length of the list, length of list means that how many elements are contained in the list, how many number of elements are there in the list. So as we can say that here that how many elements are there, 1 2 3 4 5 6, only 6 elements are there in this list. So in order to print the length of this list, we are going to use len function. We are going to use len function. So n is any variable which is going to store the result of the len function, len of list 1. So n equal to len of list 1. So it will print the length of the list. So print n. Print n will display the output, that is 6. So how many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 elements are in the list. So all we have discussed earlier that how to access last element, how to access first element. Now come to the next topic. Lists are mutable in Python. Python mutable means that lists are changeable, amendable. Any change can be made to the list. It means that contents of the list can be changed after it has been created. Once you have created any list, you can make any change in the list. You can add more elements, you can access any element, you can delete any element from the given index value. So suppose we have a list of colors. List 1 is consisting elements red, green, blue, orange. As you are observing that all these elements are placed within the inverted commas. So these all are the string types. So string type data elements are always contained are always enclosed within uh, single quotes or double quotes. So change the fourth element of list 1. If we are going to uh, if we are going to change the fourth element of the list 1, we want to change fourth element of the list element. So here we can say that fourth element will be first element, second element, third element, fourth element. So fourth element, we are going to change fourth element of the list 1. So first of all, we have to know the index value of the fourth element. Index value will be, it is placed at 0, 1, 2, 3. So for fourth element, the index value will be 3. So list 1 3 is equal to black. So In the output, it will display in place of orange, black. Print the modified list. So we can print list 1. We can print list 1. So output will be red, green, blue, black. As we have seen that all the other elements are same, red, green, blue, but orange is replaced by black. So we have seen that in case of Python, we can change only one element, we can change two elements, we can change three elements in case of Python. So lists are mutable. Now all we are going to do all the things by practically. So first of all, we have to take new file, go to files and take new file. Save this file with the name of list.py. Because in case of Python, we are going to give the extension name list.py. So first of all, we are going to, if we want to display any list of even numbers, suppose list 1 is equal to square brackets 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So this is the list which is containing only and only even number. Suppose we want to print this list. So write print function and the name of the list list. Control S, save your program. Now run this. As you are looking at, you can see that it will print in the output 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So output will be like this. Now, if we want to access any particular element, how can we access that element? If I want to access element that is at third position, which means that 1, 2, 3. At third position, the element is 6. So we have to know the index value. The index value will be 0, 1, 2. So index value of the sixth element will be 2. Index will be 2. So we can access list of by using square brackets and giving index value that is 2. Control S. Now you can run this program. Output will be like this. So in order to access the element at the third position, so we can write this list of 2. Control S. Now we can run it. So it is displaying output 6. Take another example. Suppose we want to access element that is at fifth position. So list of where we want to access element at fifth position. So index value of that element will be 4. Control S. Output is 10. Output is 10. Control S. Output is 10. Now, take another example. Suppose we have a list this list is containing only and only numbers. If we have a list and it is containing elements of all the data elements, so what will be the output in that case? Suppose we are taking another example. List 1 is equal to square brackets 1 comma hello Divya. If we want to print this list, print list 1. So what will be the output? Run this program. Output will be like this. It is displaying that 1 hello Divya. So it will print the list which is containing elements of all the data elements. So this list is containing elements of number type. 1 is the number type, hello is the string type, Divya is the string type. If we want to elements any element from this list, how can we access? Print list 1 square bracket 2. Let us see. So output is Divya. Output is Divya. As we can see that at index value 2. So this is this is as index value 0, 1, 2. So at index value 2 we have Divya. So output will be Divya.